doesn't mean much, but works normally comes with, works are something which you cannot achieve works if the means are not necessarily there. No matter what we do, we have to put words out. The words are like, you can, even in works you still need words. They are there, but we express ourselves whether we are dying or we are alive. Both ways we do express ourselves. So take this as a means of expressing himself, a voice speaking out, whichever way it is. But at the end of the day, it does not need to be able to sort of exhibit some sort of any kind of glittering things, or try to make things look beautified way, or anything to attract your attention in any way. But if I could, that's what I would do. But basically, it is bringing your idea or your logical sense into the awareness that you require to know in order for you to be able to differentiate between wrong and right. What do I mean by wrong and right? The very hopes and the very faith that you have built, if you're religious or cultural, and most people are, that state of basis of which you approach life, I feel that is wrong. Now I choose to look into the Christian books and the Quran, which many will have, can compare, or easily can have a direct linkage to. Others might not, but it all has the same approach and a similar approach, and it's like a common approach to the divine being. So we can always relate. But this thing here will reveal to you what has encouraged today's problems that we face, and it's going to reveal to you the things that we don't normally recognize. There are those who do recognize it, but for the gain purpose and for the blessings that they may claim or may sort of be in tune to, see it so unnecessary that it's a risk to take the path of trying to expose. It's like they're being exposing themselves. I don't know why they feel that way, but there is nothing that you were exposing, but rather you are doing good to yourself and other people, because people need to be able to know. The role of the journalist is there for that reason. You see, so I think I'm in a role of being a journalism role, which I'm trying to expose or make known the very things that I was once a part of, or I'll say the very things that I see as the defects of life, or the negativities, of life, that we still embrace, that we have not come to the point of recognizing. And even if we have recognized, we have ignored that recognition that we have to take as a valuable factor in order to make us decide and turn around and do the right stuff. And it still invites into our life the problems, the uncomfortability, all the things that we sort of experience, and we I know that the most terrible and difficult things that one had to go through are not necessarily without the human knowledge that people are guiltless of it. No, people are not. You see, unknowingly or knowingly, people are guilty of these things. Because just as I'm trying to express to you that religion and all that its abilities and what it influences and what it brings about, you probably ignore it and you are probably deeply into it. But you have already got the spirit inside your life already. You have already got the spirit inside you. You've invited it. The alien is right now being invited into he is dominating. He has got a permanent seat in your heart, or a permanent seat in your mind. He gives you advices, and you also advise other people. You probably will be advising a cousin of mine and I don't even know. You probably will be advising somebody who sits there, who is supposed to sign a form for me to get a job. Or you sit there, you advising somebody who probably is supposed to be very charitable to people like me and reach me in some way, but your advice prevents that. Maybe you are advising people also to be very charitable, but in a very selfish way. Because in so many ways, if you go to certain places, there's a few who try to make a public charity, which they make it more open to reach other people. Others do not take that path. Others feel that it has to be internal. It's like if you were black, you want to help a black. If you were white, you want to help a white. If you were a businessman, you want to be charitable to your fellow person. If you are king, you want to be close to kings and queens and work together. If let's say you are a Christian, you want to be able to become charitable to a Christian. Even among the Christians, there's every group wants to be maintaining itself, but the same group has got help, or the individuals have got help from people, have got the chances and met people, and they just got the assistance or help from any other person. But when they get possession of what they have got possession of, they become self-centered in terms of the group they are in and themselves, and so they don't play the role that, as a result, ended them up to become what they have become. You became successful through the hands, not just by others. Become also, people. It's like people are trying to develop some state of which you realize that the church will be self-sufficient. Any group that I build, that group should become self-sufficient in such a way that we'll be able to have everything we want to have. We don't need any outside interventions, whichever ways. We don't need that outside intervention. So we have to be everything. We have to do everything possible to have everything within our institution, that we will not depend on anybody, so that we keep ourselves within. Now, how did they do that, or how would they be able to develop that? They are going to depend on other institutions and other people to get that. When they get it, they become self-dependent, and they will not be able to, so they become what? Very self-centered, selfish. All these things come into play, in so many ways. They will even go to the extent of discriminating, because we are all living in the same environment, the same habitat. So they will be discriminating with other people. If you are not part of us, then we can help you. Meanwhile, before they established and got to that stage, they got help from outsiders or people who were not part of them. That's how they're able to establish themselves. But when they have established themselves, finished, now they are now established, they do not see it necessary to go out unless they try to help those who they know, or they are clear that they help them or give them a hand to get to where they have got to. So they become partners with those people, or cooperate with those people as long as they can. It's like America and Britain saying we are allies. So strong allies. They have built that ally, that friendship for so long. That's how it is. Because they work together, they've been there, they help each other out. And there are other countries that also are part of the allies. That's the NATO group, the NATO countries, But how did all these countries that have become so successful and have become whatever, how did they get there? True force or persuasion, or whichever way, got there through the other people who are not allies to them. Those people who are not allies, they have to fight to sort of gain their right and separation in so many ways. Yes, and that is why they felt that the ideas they don't blend. People they stood up to their own ideas and got separated from them. So it's like the enemy in so many ways. But deep down, you are getting whatever you get from all those people that are not necessarily connected to you. So it is something that I don't know how we do it, how clearly I can put it out to you, but I hope you get a picture. But gradually, I am doing my best to get to that place where you will see the picture clearly, and I'm sure that I have every intention of doing that. If I point through these books out to you, I will be gradually explaining from to my ability what I clearly understand, and the general, point of it in the book that you can easily, relate to. And by doing that, I'm sure you and I can sort of agree that there is something which is not positive about it. There's something in here which does not really coordinate and it's not so fluent in its application that we have to come to acknowledge in life. And I wish you well, just as I wish myself well in this.